You're right, 24-hour party people. How are we? Are we all good? I hope we're all doing really well. Collingwood versus Melbourne. Big Ben in chat, Tiger time. Taylor, g'day mate, how you doing? Big game here. Should be a very entertaining game, I would suspect. Hello Patrick, how are you mate? Big game, Collingwood. Feels like a lifetime since they lost a game. And Melbourne were in a bit of form, then struggled. It's going to be very interesting. Matt, g'day. Ben, Damo, Tiger time. Looking forward to this one. D, g'day. Afternoon, Les. He got the 4 points. That's all that matters, isn't it, last night? 4 points. Would have looked totally different if we'd lost. Oh, cheers, Patrick. I'd be in a total different mood, wouldn't I, if I'd lost? Tell you what, tough rewatch, though. Gotta say. Langy is as our friend Teresa converted you. Hey Dione, good weekend. Good weekend was had by all. The Blues tried to ruin the weekend. Fair play to them. Great scenes there as they give Neil Danaher some love. And the boys come out. You know what? It would be one of them games. I don't know what you think, chat. This would be one of them games that I think Pies win, and I'd be very shocked if they lost. But like, I wouldn't be like blown away, surprised if they lost. If you know what I mean. Like, Melbourne are just one of them teams that you can't really place. I mean, are they good? Are they rubbish? They're a hard team to spot, aren't they? And they do scream that team that would get up in a big event. Aren't they? They are one of them teams that, you know, they are them. Hey! See the camera guy fall over? You love to see it. Pies win the toss. They are going left to right on screen. Is he putting the Manuka honey on his hands? The Hayes dog. Big fan of Will Hayes, you know. Will Hoskin-Elliott and Caleb Wilson are your subs for today. Call me a traditionalist. I'm not a fan when Collingwood wear white shorts. Is that just me? I wonder if they've learned to mute Darcy Moore's team talk. Stephen May with a Dumb and Dumber haircut. You love to see it. PTDS. Oh, I don't think so. I think Petrarca's quite a professional. I don't think he's shown any signs. Quality, Les. Big game for Keziah Pickett as well. This is the type of game that a lot relies on Pickett, I feel. Little hug from Petrarca on Bo McQuarrie. You love to see it. A lot of love here in this game. You like to see that, don't you? A little bit of love. Here we are off. Collingwood take on Melbourne at the MCG. King's birthday. Hey, Les. Don't get me started on the Bobby Hill. Teresa's already wound me up early doors with the Bobby Hill reference. Free kick. And Clayton Oliver drives it inside 50. Pickett is the target. Misses everyone. And Pickett is absolutely mowed down without the ball. Should be a free. And it is. It's raining, Ty. It's absolutely on and off rain out here. Not enough Carlton talk. Hey, mate. I get Carltoned out quite quickly, mate. I'll tell you. Here we are. What's going on with Melbourne as well? Everyone's got like a hairstyle of Dumb and Dumber. Keziah Pickett, and we have our first point. Kicking duties for Daniel Houston. He knocks it out wide to Isaac Quaynor. G'day, Sandra. Quaynor goes down the right flank. Can't be marked by Darcy Cameron. Numbers for Melbourne. And one of the worst. One of the worst kicks you'll see there by Tom Sparrow. Not his Sunday best. Oh, Lever can't grab it. Bit of congestion here. Bit of congestion. Ed Langdon looks like he would be like one of the hottest guys ever in the 70s. Pendlebury inside bottom, have a little bit of stat padding there. Drilled in just to forward 50. Mopped up nicely by Melbourne. Melbourne looked to counter-attack, but a poor kick. And the Pies set about it. Chris says, see you later. Drives in. And Jamie Elliott. A man who, if you haven't got him in your All-Australian, I am questioning. Gives it off to Bobby Hill, who should be in everyone's top 10. Here he is, Bobby Hill. Nonchalantly walks back to his mark. What are the tattoos on his thigh? Is that the mother logo? Call me uneducated. And he's hit the post. 1-1. Just slips outside maybe the top two with that miss. And Melbourne get us back underway. Jake Bowie straight through the eye. Diddle, diddle. No one want to take possession of the ball. Judd McVeigh, though, says, I'll take it. Drives it forward. Good little kick. Numbers approaching. Tom Sparrow launches. And what a roost. After his shocking kick early, Tom Sparrow grabs the first. 7-1. Good start for the D's. They'll be happy with that. And Tom Sparrow, who kicked one of the worst soccers we've ever seen, has just absolutely nailed one from 50. Good start. That. Look, missed. It was missing all the way till the end. Good football. Great kick. Who wins? I think the Pies win, but I did say this is the type of game that Melbourne just like take the piss and win, aren't they? And you have no idea what's going on anymore. Here we are. Restart. Max Gawn versus Darcy Cameron. Clayton Oliver wearing Nick Dacos like a pair of gloves. Pickett gets the ball, gets the clearance. Driven inside 50. No one can take it. It's a scrappy contest. Ned Long on the knees. And Cade Chandler wraps everyone up. You know what? Cade Chandler looks like he's got one of the world's worst right hooks. Like, honestly, reckons that's lights out. Max Gorn again doing battle. Taps it down. Pendlebury sharks it. Ned Long. Melbourne got players everywhere. Oliver kicks it forward. Petty to Bailey Fritsch. And Darcy Moore. Backstop. Clears his lines. I was going to say, is Myercheck missing a 1 on his Guernsey? It was the light. Holding the ball there. And Brody Myercheck will take the free. He gets a lot of attention, does Nick, doesn't he? Yeah, Taylor had finally played him in the forward line as well. It's almost like players, if they play their natural position, play well. Revolutionary stuff up at Icon Park. 2 games Doc's played halfback, has played well. And Motlop finally plays back in the forward line and plays well. Beginning to think you could maybe do a degree in AFL. Maybe it's not as simple as I first thought. Bizarre, like Hawthorn have done it as well. Play players in weird positions. Don't know what this new thing is in AFL about just being just play everywhere. Petrarca, that's surely holding the ball umps. How is that not holding the fucking ball? Here we are, Crisp again. 2-dot argues. Bobby Dazzler. Good kick. Good football. Hey, mate, I'm glad he didn't let you down, mate. I like a bit of Jess. Tim Membry, then. He goes backwards. You don't often see that. I don't mind that, you know. Pendlebury dictates traffic. Roos it into the pocket. Spoiled. Good afternoon, Lucinda. Oh, look at that. Behind the back handball from Bobby O to the umpire. Is that the most ridiculous tag you've ever seen? He actually stood with him to tie his shoelaces. Fuck me. And there we are. Judd McVeigh, up and under. We hate them in D50. But out we go. Nice little scrappy start. Jesus, Langdon's fucking wearing Nick, isn't he? Jesus. Might as well lend a hand to tie his shoelaces. I would have started, if we're going to tag him that much, do the shoelaces for him. Nick Dacos gets a free. Well deserved, to be fair. Ed Langdon, he's like pretty much in the boots of Nick Dacos at the minute. Nick Dacos drives it inside 50 into that favoured Collingwood pocket. No mark. I like the way that Collingwood fan in the crowd showed a mark. Honestly, I wouldn't be so grumpy if my wife was tagged me as close as that, I tell you. Max Gorn up against Darcy Cameron. That'll be a really good matchup. Look at Ed Langdon. Jesus Christ. Bad time to go for a piss if you're Nick Dacos with Ed Langdon. Jesus. Boundary throw again. Max Gorn taps it down. Again, Collingwood reading Gorn's taps incredibly well. Real scrappy encounter. Clayton Oliver with his shaggy hair. And we've got another stoppage. Does Nick Dacos owe Ed Langdon money? Is he not paid, like, chipped in for the boys' holiday or something? And tell you what, Judd McVeigh, he might owe some people money as well. You know what? One of the more irritating things in the world is someone who goes like man on man. Like in soccer, when you've got a guy who plays man on you, it's one of the more irritating things in the world, I have to say. Little handball forward here. Just trying to play for territory. Quaynor, bizarre handball. Darcy Moore set upon. Dan Houston looking like he's running through glue. And a good tackle by Petty. The best way to fight a tiger, I always find, is get the other person angry. You know what I mean? Like, some references, do you know what I mean? Always go away, do you know what I mean? You just got to verbal barrage your way out of it, I find. Find when people get angry, they don't play very well. So you've just got to fight fire with fire, haven't you? And a high free kick. Scott Pendlebury should take this quickly, but evidently at Fox Footy, we only look at players zoomed in. Ned Long. Scott Pendlebury. Look at Scott Pendlebury. He's got so much time, bro. Isaac Quaynor, the handball. Nick Dacos finally got free of Ed Langdon. Quaynor, great run on. And the Bulldog runs it out. Very, very tight game, isn't it, Tiger Time? It's that Carlton charm you've got, Langy. Oh, fucking Bailey Fritsch takes one to the face. Into that pocket we go again. And tell you what, Majocek did everything to stop that going out of bounds. Interesting yellow frizz on that bloke, just behind Stephen May there. And Darcy Cameron snaffles it up. Hey, Double Dummy, how are you, mate? You right? Darcy Cameron drills it inside 50. Again, Collingwood really favouring this left-hand pocket. Stephen May, as always, finds the corridor. Fantastic kick. Fantastic mark by Tom Sparrow, who has probably been Melbourne's best bar one kick. They're building down this left. Good kick into Cade Chandler. Cade Chandler, left boot, squares it. Misses everyone. Petrarca gives it off. Oh, Sparrow, that's surely holding the ball. Good tackle. Tell you what, tackling in this game has been an absolute delight. There's about 8 free kicks in that passenger play as well. Collingwood build down this right-hand side. Bo McQuarrie can't take the mark. Side bottom though. Delightful handball. Smart by Membry. And Lockie O'Sullivan can't go anywhere. Lockie O'Sullivan? Lockie Sullivan. Why have you added the O Pom? Just for bants. And we have a boundary throw at halfway. Ed Allen's fucking huge, isn't he? Big lad. I like these little scrappy games. Ooh, is that holding the ball? I think Ed Allen's got away with one there. You know what I like about Petrarca is he looks so angry all the time. Don't he? I reckon Christian Petrarca has the best juvenile sarcasm in the world. Here we are. Darcy Cameron just taking a bit of advantage now. In we go. And Stephen May. Good little mark. Here we are. Josh Dacos whips it wide. And here we are. Melbourne just being a bit patient here. That should fix it. It's because their numbers are really fucking long. Nick Dacos spreads it to half back flank. There you are, WWE. Hey, look, I'm here to please, mate. That's what I'm here. You guys entertain me while I watch the football and try and make your experience as enjoyable as possible. Nick Dacos here in the midfield. Just a bit of patient build-up here by the Pies. Ed Langdon growing a little bit of nose fungus. I like it. Trent Rivers gets it forward. Pickett just can't grab that loose ball. Josh Dacos, he's clean when it's a wee bit moist. Smart by Pendlebury. As always, side bottom reads it. Could be high, it is. That's a little bit of, you know, knowing how to play the game, that from Seal side bottom. Traditionalists won't like it. I don't mind it. Billy Frampton, he goes out wide. Nice and patient by the Pies. Pies just trying to take a little bit of the speed off the game, which is smart by them. William Hayes. It's smart by Pies. Just take it off. When the game's a little bit quick, just take the pace out of the game. Go to a bit more skill-based. Gets it in the mixer. Stephen May. Calm as you like. And Melbourne. Concede another free. Melbourne being a little bit. You can see they're very worried about the Pies. Good spread there. Isaac Quaynor opens up the angles of the 50. They go to the right pocket now. It misses everyone. Ed Allen. It was so clever. It misread by everyone. And Bo McQuarrie wearing Petrarca like a glove. Collingwood have an opportunity. No one can take it. Jake Lever manages to get it out. Van Ruin and Petrarca clear their lines. Good mark there as well by Jake Melcham. He goes forward to the pit dog. And Pies wrap it up. Look at that. Nice and casual by Josh Dacos. Frampton in a bit of space. Good kick. Ned Long looks to switch the play. It's a dangerous kick. Great work by Jack Crisp. He gets it forward. Sullivan. Pendlebury. Space aplenty. Dan McStay. We have a level ball game. And the plan by the Pies just to slow it down works a treat. 7-0. Good football. Good fushball. No, Double Dummy, just a quiet one today, mate. I've had a bit of just a chillaxing day. I'm devoid of my usual energy today, Double Dummy, so I'm just chillaxing. Had a very unproductive day. Good day, Kylie. How you doing? Always helped tag time as well by that turnover, wasn't it? Melbourne just couldn't set their zone quick enough. There's something about Will Hayes that makes me really like him. I don't know what it is. Just seems like a likeable cat. Pickett picks the pocket there of side bottom. Clever by Oliver. Melbourne building nicely. A big roost from the Ribs dog behind. You know, when I see them numbers on, like, any electrical equipment, it just reminds me of school. Dan Houston with a kick in. Good vision. Darcy Moore, well played. He goes inside. How? That is a bullet inside 50. Jamie Elliott nearly makes it good. Clever by Membry. Space aplenty. Will Hayes run down. Holding the ball. Absolute desperation for Zave. You know what? Xavier Lindsay is incredibly underrated, I find. Very underrated footballer. Petty can't grab it. As always, Howe's a menace. And the Pies just go backwards to go forwards. Speed's gone up again in the game, which really plays into what Melbourne are trying to do. Pies just want to really try and keep it slow if they can. Melbourne looking a little bit more vulnerable when the ball is slower, and then they go fast in the final third. Nice little build-up, though, from Melbourne. Just time on the ball here. McVeigh drills it up to half forward. Cameron's done incredibly well there. What a tackle by Dan Houston. Bailey Fritsch looks like, honestly, a first-grade knobhead. I'm sure he's a great guy. Probably like, you know, volunteers at a cat sanctuary or something. But just actually genuinely looks like a turnip. But I'm sure he's a lovely guy. How good would that be, just volunteering at a cat sanctuary? Never thought of that until then. Lachlan Sullivan here. Oh my God, please stop showing us replays when the game's going on. I don't care about him fucking chucking ball. Jack Bowie here under all sorts by Will Hayes. Handball forward and Xavier Lindsay sees it out. Richmond fan in the crowd. Probably vegan. Has a vegan flair about him, doesn't he? Which, no offence to vegan people, like, each to your own. I lived like a vegan for a year and a half as well, so, I mean, like, fair play. Good darts. Ned Long flirts forward. Will Hayes, great handball, crisp, as he always does. Runs on, delivers it to that faithful pocket. And McStay can't take the mark, but they have a stoppage. You know, it's fascinating. One of my exes was a vegan, hence why I abstained from meat for a while. Claire and Oliver just do the most dubious throw ever, and no one noticed that. And she was partial to just bringing in she was a vegan in every sentence. Blues by 8, yeah, mate. I tell you, it weren't enjoyable. I'll say that, Pappers. It was squeaky bum time. But I think that's the benefit. Simon Goodwin there. Picking his nose. Probably just sorting out the remnants of a good Sunday night and a long weekend. Boundary throw. Cameron versus Max Gorn. Max Gorn getting a bit of ascendancy in that ruck. Oh, how nearly takes a screamer. Fucking tell you what, there's some tackle intensity here. High free kick. You know what? I'm a big fan of Jeremy Howe. I don't think he gets enough talk. Nice and short they go. Bit more patient here. This is where Pies have had success, when they go slow to here and then look to make something happen by creating a contest. Dan Houston. What a lead by Jamie Elliott. And great vision. And Jamie Elliott proving why in 2025 he is the best small forward in the league. Probably only him and Jack Higgins are in that. Best aerialist. That is a fantastic name, isn't it? An aerialist. Genuinely, when you have ist at the end of the name, it's usually a negative connotation, but that's a great description, that. And Jamie Elliott bangs it through. 3:13 to play. And the Pies, as they often do, maybe not being the better side if we are being fair, but find a way to lead. And that is a credit to the Magpies. Tell you what, the fact Jamie Elliott goes into that space there. You know what Jamie Elliott's got? My granddad used to say this to me playing striker, that sometimes the worst thing you can do is run into space. The best things to do is, he used to call it meander, you know, like wander into space with no sense of urgency. Right? I think that's what he does very well. You see that he didn't sprint for that lead. He kind of just slowly crept there, which I think it gets you away. Hey, thank you for the historical reference there, Trevor Barker. Paddled forward, Perryman in a world of hurt there. I was going to say, did he get away with that? It's an interesting game so far, isn't it? Tell you what, good tackle as well by Colton Fulstrop, who has done literally sweet fuck all game. And he's got a chance. Tell you what, fantastic hairstyle in the 80s. I agree, Langy. My pop, that was one of the biggest things I learned when I played, when my pop was the coach. Don't run to space. Dawdle. Really good from set pieces. Oh, I'll tell you what, the wind helped that. You see it move the post. Good goal. Melbourne get the lead. Trevor Barker. Trevor Barker, fight. Oh, I'll tell you what, he looks like a cross between Mark Taylor and Shane Warne. What a bizarre concept. You know what? By the definition of holding the ball, he's dropped that ball onto his foot. How controversial are we saying there? Like, obviously it's holding the ball. I'm not denying that. But he probably did as well, but based on the era he was. Here we are, Scott Pendlebury inside. Bo McQuarrie can't take that handball. Was unsure whether to go for it. Josh Dacos and Bo McQuarrie not on the same page there. And Jack Crisp has to chase this down. Oh, Will Hayes flies into it. Salem wants none of Jack Crisp. I thought Melbourne kicked that out of bounds there, and they're appealing for no intent. Ed Langdon back on. Look at that. I want to kiss you all over and over again. Here we are. Isaac Quaynor drills it inside 50. Bobby Hill, surely some front-hand contact, and it is. Bobby Dazzler will have a shot at goal. Genuinely, I reckon Ed Langdon is singing that song to Nick Dacos. That's a proper tag. Here we are, Bobby Hill, wearing the number 23. Some iconic names. Michael Jordan, David Beckham. The Bob Dog. That's a great nickname. And Hill. I think that's touched. You know what I don't like about goal umpires, and this is me being really picky, but they are so fucking decisive. I mean, that, like, Jeeps, Flipper and Jenky. Hill overrated. That's a huge call, that, Christian. I think that's your Carlton bias. An incredible footballer. You know, bad thing about Reddit is, you know, if anyone in your, like, comment section starts chatting full shit about any sport, his Reddit starts to do it. Like the amount of Tottenham Reddits I am getting is absolutely like I couldn't give less of a shit. Stephen May clears into left wing. Under a minute to go. Ed Allen can't pick it up. Oh, tell you what, bit of dancing there. And out we go. No, I've just noticed that like their push notifications, like whatever's like in vogue, like I don't care. Oh, Bo McQuarrie couldn't grab it. Nick Dacos, 30 seconds. Wrong foot's Petrarca drills it inside the central 50. And a good mark there by Danny Turner. And good spoil. 14 seconds. Tell you what, MCG is really beautiful from that area view, isn't it? We're very lucky to have that stadium as our like main stadium. Inside we go, 9 seconds. Uncontested mark for Billy Frampton. That should see us out at the first quarter. We are finally poised here at the MCG. In what has not been an entertaining game, but it's been a close game. I'm not a huge fan of Reddit either. You know what? It's been a good tag from Ed Langdon, hasn't it? He's had his willy. He's like holding his willy pretty much. It's a proper tag. I've just got a guilty. You know what? It's a guilty pleasure of mine. Is like my toxic trait, and I've had this since I was a little boy. Right? Is I've never liked unintelligence and uneducated opinions. It's something that really annoys me. Like really annoys me. So it's like, the modern day era of trolling and stuff. I just don't understand why like, because to me, the most horrific crime a human can do outside of like illegal activities is not be educated, because whether you're good at school or not, life is set up for you to learn. So I genuinely have a guilty pleasure of looking at stupid comments. Like, like, so Reddit for some reason is like, I feel like we're all self-depreciating at times. That we do things that annoy us for a buzz. My buzz is just seeing someone on Reddit. Like, the am I in the wrong section of Reddit is one of my favorite things. Like, when people have done stupid stuff, and it's like, how can you not validate the fact that you are in the wrong in here? Like, how? So I find it quite fascinating. Yeah, guilty pleasure of mine is, I think I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to check. But am I the bad guy? There's a section in there like, am I the bad guy? And it's like people saying like, oh, my brother split up with his wife, and we started talking and consoling her, and then I ended up sleeping with her. Am I the bad guy in this situation? I'm like, how are you not able to work out this? Like, how do you need random people on the internet to associate the fact that you have betrayed the most beautiful bond in the world of having a sibling. And you need me to tell you are wrong? Force on Acres game last night. I think everything good he did, he also did something bad. I think it was just like a bang average wingman's game, in honest. I think he's brave, though. Yeah, Teresa, there's loads of them. Like the last one I read the other day was there was a guy who was a carer, and then the person he cared for died. And he was raving about the fact that he'd kept the disability sticker on his car and would even go to as far as getting out of the car and limping. And I was like... And then there's people like validating it. And I'm going, what? 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 So I just find that fascinating. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was people like validating it, going, you're not really hurting anyone. I'm like, well, indirectly you're not, but you are. Like, don't get me wrong, I get annoyed when I go to Coles and, you know, the disability spaces are empty. But, like, I still don't park there just out of respect. I think, Peter, we're all a little bit self-depreciating, Peter. In a way, aren't we? I think we all like to do things that semi-hurt us to make us feel alive. Patrick, honestly, my life is so busy at the minute. I don't know where I'm going to find time in the next couple of weeks. But we will do something, even if it's with the lads on the Tuesday show. You know what? Fair play to Eddie that he's spiced up a little bit of colour here in his jackets. I agree, Double Dummy. I could really do with one, to be honest. I could really do with one, actually. So the second quarter about... I'm out in Melbourne, mate. Peter, you know that's my guilty pleasure as well, crime. And the second quarter is about to go. My guilty pleasure, Peter, is just human beings I find so fascinating. I just find it fascinating. Straw Hat Goose, mate, they do. They do. Oh, Peter Sutcliffe, mate. Good mark there by Howe. You know what? I've just actually thought of another Reddit classic, right? And it was a mother that's dad had died, and he'd left like a trust fund for the granddaughter to go to university, and it was like 100K, but she'd spent it, and she was trying to validate that. Is that a bad thing I've done it? And I'm like, I just genuinely can't believe what I'm reading. Pickett, straight for goal! What a goal by Pickett! Opportunistic and a big goal. Something from nothing. Spawn Tiger time. You know what? Mountain's not that bad. It's got a bit of a bad rep, man. But If you take away like the random gang fights that you have at the shopping plaza and the occasional drive-by shooting, it really ain't that bad. Good little snapperoo, that. Good song. What was that song Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift did? Everything has changed. I've never either, Peter. I was actually there when there was that machete crime, though. I was at the other end. What a goal! Bo McQuarrie straight from kickoff. We have got a ball game. You know what, mate? A good mate of mine served in Gulf War II. And he said he was like, came back after a tour. And when we asked him, like, what's it like out there? He was like, don't think it's really a bad place for a fucking stag do, to be honest. Ah, mate. Quality. Pendlebury turning back the clock there. And if you know what, Bo McQuarrie, fantastic goal. What Kane Con said, you know what, he's entitled to his opinion, isn't he? You know what? Having seen like the rough areas of Australia, they ain't a patch on like the UK ones. The difference I find with UK council estates and Australian is I feel like the sense of community in poor areas in England is tenfold compared to Australians. Stephen May, back pocket, drills it up to halfway up to the wing. Quaynor takes the ground ball. And good effort. Holding the ball. Salem down there. Good mark. And tell you what, Pies have been guilty of doing that quite a bit. Not just doing enough when they get possession of the football. And Petty might make them pay. That's the second time the Pies haven't been quick to release it. A little bit laconic. Good kick there by Bailey Fritsch, just FYI. Good vision as well by Petty. You know what? Another guilty pleasure of mine, Peter, at Woodgrove. Yeah, Christian, I think it's really overplayed. Because in my opinion, anything involved in gang crime and stuff only affects you if you are in a gang. But that's one thing I've noticed. The sense of community in poor areas in the UK is totally different. Patrick, honestly, I couldn't give less of a shit. Is that bad? I couldn't give less of a shit. There was a random attack, Christian, a while ago when we first moved to Melbourne, and it happened at the bus stop, and I happened to be having a dart. And I found it fascinating how it was worded that the guy did get set upon, yeah, but he was gobbing off. What's crazy, Patrick? Big mark by Max Gorn. But yeah, from witnessing the event, Christian, he started saying some unbecoming things to a group of four youths, which, as I always say, that's always going to happen. If you look for trouble, you always happens. Do you know what I mean? It always happens. Like, I'm not validating what happened to the guy. No, I haven't, but I just, like, just can't be asked to talk about them all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, genuinely couldn't care less what Kane Corn thinks, to be honest. It's just gets tiresome, Patrick, when you see opinions of like people in the media and stuff whose biggest success, who have had, is downing a beer and a pot and a Palmer on a Friday night. Hey, we saw some underpants. Clayton Oliver drives it in. Petrarca, great, don't argue. Bailey Fritsch opens up. And a good spoil over the line. I love you, Christian. But no, I agree. But the world's changing, isn't it, like, Christian? Do you know what I mean? I feel like the world's changing in a sense of, I feel like it's a real dirty thing to be lower class as well, which I've noticed that I feel like poor people now, instead of being the salt of the earth, want to pretend they're better than they are, which I think moves them away from the beautiful part of being from a council estate. Like, when I grew up in a council estate, I was never really upset to be in a council estate. And having been forced to go to private school, I saw how the affluent lived, and I found it quite nice that we had a community and they didn't. Like, but I suppose it's just how the world changes, isn't it? Flicking! Great little mark there by the McVeigh dog. I mean, by Ked Chandler. And Fritsch nearly takes a screamer. Oh, I agree, Christian, but I think that's how society has made it. You know what I mean? I feel like we don't rally together anymore. But I do feel like the most marginalised people in the world now are people at the lower end of the poverty scale. I feel like we focus on everything else but the backbone of any country. That's every country in the world, I think. Horrible kick. That should be pinged, that. Where's a good place to move if I wanted that, Sonny? Wadong? Tassie. I'd love to move to Tassie, mate. Mrs. Pom just wouldn't have it. It's been a very scrappy week. Have you noticed, though, that in June, have you noticed, though, June historically, the style of football goes downhill? I wonder what that is. I did. I saw your comments in the live chat, Skipper. Mate, how good's that, mate? Moments for a lifetime, that, friend. I like the fact that it's called Broadford and it sounds a little bit like Bradford. Get me tea on Uber Eats. Like a bit of Uber Eats, mate. I like a little bit of Uber Eats. You know what? The Vic line is just something else, isn't it? It's no, I like the rural lines. Yeah, if we moved, it would have to be in Victoria, unfortunately. I'd like it to be Whitby, UK, but I just can't see that getting across. Hey, that's mate Skipper. It's all about making memories, mate. That's what it's all about, mate. Oh, Ned Long there just spoils the mark. Clayton Oliver drives it forward. And Darcy Moore fumbles. And the Melksham has absolutely ballsed that up. Broadford. Oh, you know what? When it says population of 4,000. Years and years and years ago, Langy, yeah. It's only me that's had a foray back home. Darcy Cameron doing battle against Van Ruin, having a bit of success there, as you would expect. Flicks it out to Dan Houston. Dan Houston takes his time. And a spoil. In Iowa, you know, the Iowa always makes me think of Slipknot. You haven't got a tip right. What am I doing on the tips? Melbourne play on from that free kick, drive it in. They've had a lot of chances this quarter and haven't made it pay. This is the area where you always worry when you play Collingwood if you don't take your chances. Because you know Collingwood, I'm 6 out of 8. I'm quite chuffed with that. Hey, I'm pretty good at that though, Straw Hat Goose. Because, like, obviously I get up to watch United, which is the same time. So, no drama lands for me. Very good defensively was Pomcar. I did enjoy his game. Like to see him get a little bit more acted in the attacking sense of the word, but I do think that that's probably, he hasn't played AFL level for a while. One of the more controversial high free kicks there. Peter, fuck. Surely that's a free to how? United need a lot. United need a lot. Like, I think Anana's got to go. I love Bruno. I love Bruno. Whoever I can hear on the microphone is hilarious. Who can you hear? In my house? That's a little bit worrying. We got Damon again. I love Bruno, but I feel like we'd have to do it. You know, the issue with Man United is when they lost Fergie, they just thought everything would be all right. And I think Fergie was just a miracle worker. It's a little bit like Sydney at the minute. I was worried then, Teresa. I was like, a voice is coming back. I am concerned that United aren't linked with a striker yet who isn't shit. What a mark by Petrarca! Tell you what, can I just give a shout out to Ed Langdon? He's tagging an incredibly dangerous footballer. And I have not seen Nick Dacos since he tied his shoelaces. Like, fair play. They might come to regret this, Christian. These are the types of games that happen. Yeah, spot on, Straw Hat. Like, the equilibrium goes. You know what's super impressive by Arnie Slot is he didn't change a lot. Which I think there's a tendency when someone new comes in, they kind of, you know, like the AFL when Gill left, They've tried to change so much to make it their own that it fucks it up. Sometimes if something is working good, it just needs minimal changes. And I feel like United tried to stamp their authority on it way too quickly, way too fast. This is like got Collingwood goal written all over it. This has. Ned Long, 55 out. Fine. Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez. We've already got our own misfiring striker in Rasmus Hodgland. I feel so sorry for him that 22 he's having to leave the line. Steal side bottom! If you don't mind, and we just warned about it. The most Collingwood thing in the world is to be behind in the game and they go forward and snag a anchor. And there it is. 4 points the lead. Christian Slater. He does look a little bit like... That's a great shout, James. Christian, it's disgusting, isn't it? Like, I'd love to be like that as well. Just not be playing well, and you can just capitalise on limited chances. Have you noticed, though, in the league, everyone over 35 is playing well? It weren't the biggest spectacle, Straw Hat Goose. I hope you didn't get up early for that, mate. Pickett paddles it forward, loses his footing. The Chan Dog. Quaynor. This will be a Quaynor game in this weather as well. His Oakley Chargers career. He played a game once I went to go and see. And he was so clean in the wet. Clever by Pickett. Petrarca opens up. Behind. Can you imagine getting up for that game? At 3 a.m? Fuck me. To be fair, I can't talk. I've got up to see some 0-0s from United. You know what I'd really love? And this is such an Australian thing. That when it's been pissing down with water, everyone's like, oh my God, look, there's mud. And I'm like, no shit. Rains on grass, you get mud. Free kick, Melbourne here. Broadford looks lovely as well. Great shout. Danny Turner drills it in. And spoiled. Bit of work to do from the Fulstrop. Fulstrop's just given away the stupidest free kick ever. Absolute momentum killer. Membry takes a good mark. In Wrexham, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by them, I've got to say. Like, wouldn't be me if I supported another team or enjoyed it, but like intrigued at how they've kept the community vibe of Wrexham as well. I think that's very impressive. Like, Americans are probably the worst people in the world to own anything not American, because what Americans think is community, we think is slavery in any other country. But I love the fact that they've kept it very traditional, which I think is a great credit to the American owners. And I think a real model of how foreigners should invest in sport. Spot on, Peter. They sap the soul out of United because for them, they feel like community is just a business, the business running. And you hear Americans all the time talk about how much money their clubs make. No one gives a shit. Like, real sports fans shouldn't care how many memberships they have. Right? Shouldn't care about how many memberships they have, how many fans they have, and how much money they make. You should care purely about results and the experience. Surely that's a free kick against Nick Dacos. You know what? Full credit to Ed Langdon. He has worn him like a fucking glove. And I feel like the Americans focus on the extension. I did watch the documentary. Has anyone watched the Wrexham documentary? It's fascinating how much effort and research they put into the town of Wrexham and what Wrexham likes. Like, full credit to them. Like, honestly, like, bit like when I came to watch AFL, I try and respect your culture and tradition. Even though it's alien to me, I try and embrace it. And there's so many things that are different to me that I understand to Australians is important. So I've tried to love the game like an Australian, not love the game as a Pom. Peter, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, and it's fascinating when you read some of the press releases, how they focus on, even though the on-field is shit, how they've bought this development or they've increased this. And it's fascinating how people are okay because the club's making money or the club has done something off field. And I find it fascinating. It's going to be interesting what McRae does because it's this screams move him to half. Well, I mean, move him to half forward. 4 minutes to go. Salem goes down the wing. Definitely been the better side of Melbourne, but Melbourne can't do it. I always find that weird, don't you, Peter, as well? How the Americans can just move to a different state and everyone seems okay with it. I remember when Wimbledon went bust and they moved to Milton Keynes, which isn't a dramatic far away. But, like, it was like how people reacted, man. Like, they made a new club. Can Melbourne make something happen here? Coast and full stop! Behind. Colston Fullstrop looks like if he didn't play football, he would be fucking amazing at Reiki. Yeah, and Peter, rightly so, because like Milton Keynes moved towns. Like, beautiful story that is. Oh, great inside handball. Bo McQuarrie, everything's opening up. Oh, that's a stiff 50, and Collingwood are going to do a Collingwood ting. You know what? It's often crossed my mind. I don't know about you, Peter, and I don't know about any Man United fans in chat, that FC United does genuinely appeal to me. I still do financially support my hometown club, though. William Hayes, is he going to kick his first ever AFL goal? He does, and look at the Maggies get around him. And this is just Collingwood 2.0. They have been literally hit. You know who Collingwood are like? They're like, do you remember Floyd Mayweather in his pomp and circumstance? Do you remember in their pomp and circumstance? Floyd Mayweather would look to the eye like he's getting beat, but then you'd look at the stats and you'd see like the bloke's thrown 30 punches, landed one. Like, real fascinating how Collingwood do it. They manage to just duck and dive and then manage to land just enough to win the round on points. Stiff rule that, though. Not a fan. 2 minutes, 12 to go, and the Magpies have extended their lead by 8. And it's fascinating. 1 goal 4 from Melbourne. They could have really had a sizable lead. One minute 50 to go. 24-32 is the score. The Magpies move their muscle a little bit. Melbourne desperately need a goal. Keziah Pickett! Bang! Back in it! Melbourne needed that. Favourite traditions in sport? You know what I really miss, Straw Hat Goose? I miss away days, man. I miss going to the club ground, paying a gold coin on a bus, and going with people. Well, he's getting tagged out of the game by Ed Langdon. Ed Langdon's doing a wicked job. You know what's stiff is Ed Langdon won't get Brownlow votes should Melbourne win this. But that's a huge impact on the game. Well, we said at the start of the show, lots going to rely on that man, and Pickett has come to the party. Good goal. Can Melbourne get another one from the centre stoppage? Jake Bowie, Petrarca, gives it off. Melbourne go down this wing. Oliver nearly takes the mark. Perryman, he's been very off the boil today, Perryman. Long goes inside, side bottom. Bo McQuarrie's there, but he's set upon, manages to get it out to Ed Allen. Oh. And they clear it down the wing. What is going on there? Not too sure if that's a trip. Didn't they just all lose their footing? Jesus. Yeah, you know what I've noticed? You know what? I do like watching a bit of college sports, Straw Hat Goose. Inside, the Pies come. Oh, McStay can't take it. Great second effort. Jake Bowie clears his lines. Josh Dacos worried out of it. 20 seconds. Have we got time for another score? Pendlebury finds Josh Dacos. And Membry takes the mark. This would be a dagger in the Melbourne Demons' hearts. 5 seconds on the clock. Siren goes. This would be a real dagger. And Tim Membry, as you would expect, nails it through. And Melbourne will go into the halftime break and literally be saying to each other, we had our chances to blow that half out. And they didn't take it. Fascinating to see. But we will be back at 4:45. Go and grab some drinks. Go and grab some snacks. And we shall be back. I'm going to go and grab a shake, I think. I'm going to have a nice half-time shake. So we will be back at 4:45 to watch this second half. Fight fire with fire. Thank you, Mac. So here we are, the second half about to get underway here at the G. How are we all? You know what? Uber Eats adverts are proof there's a lot of fucking money in takeaway garnishing. I like your YouTube channel, Go the Worst, Go the Blues. Well, thank you, Andrew. I don't know what you mean by the last bit, but bad times. How are we all anyway? We all enjoying our Monday thanks to the King having a pretend birthday today. Thank you, D. Yeah. Overworked, underpaid, as they say, isn't it? You know what they say? It's the best way to keep the devil away, innit? Be busy. Amen. What's the saying? Devil makes work for idle hands. I don't know what it's like in your neck of the woods, Matt, but you know, all the takeaways here in Melbourne, they charge like $10 more to hide the Uber Eats fees. So it actually works out cheaper to actually use their takeaway, guys. It's absolutely insane. The curry house here is really nice, but like they charge like literally $10 more per item to hide the fees. It's ridiculous. Rational Roman. I mean, look, let's be honest. It wasn't a great performance by the Blues, but losing the ramifications were huge. Huge. So just take it week by week. A win's a win, isn't it? But I'm not touching myself to the win, mate. I'll be honest with you. Afternoon, Luke. Tony thinks Pies will lose. They should be behind, but 4-6. They were Melbourne impotent. Were impotent. Yeah, Peter, the petrol in Melton's crazy. Like, it's literally, you're spot on. If you go to, like, any other suburb, crazy. Yeah, I've got the review coming out tomorrow, Luke. But yeah, Harry Dean, real attacking halfback. Poor Mal. Buy a digital beanie. I don't know. Let's have a look. I didn't watch. You know what? I'm really bad, D. I don't really watch a lot of tennis, to be honest. I used to watch a lot when my nan was alive. I just don't really watch it, but I heard it was a good final. Digital beanie. He played in the country. So if I buy a digital beanie, what happens? Do I like... Does anything happen? Yeah, they've got a Marleon Pickett playing for him, Peter. He played forward pocket Christian, so like most underages in that, they don't really do a lot unless they're on the ball. So he was okay. He wasn't fantastic. My boy, the hyphen, Noah Hibbins Hargrave, he's like my boy this year in the draft. He's my Sid Draper. He turned it on, so it was good to see him. Matt, you know what I heard? So a good mate of mine works as one of the BDMs for the for Shell. He was saying that in low social economic areas they charge more for petrol, so you want to go to an area that has less, has a better social economic area. And it is true. Like if you just literally go to any of the burbs around here, it's like $5-6 cheaper, bro. It's crazy. Third quarter begins then. Darcy Cameron gets us underway. He spooges it forward. Hey, Biffa, how are you, mate? You all right? How big right boot down to half forward. Brody Myercheck, Gibbs chase. Is that a free on Danny Turner? He didn't have the ball, not paid. Bo McQuarrie set upon. That could be holding the ball, is it? Yeah, Bacchus is cheaper. Like, it's crazy, mate. Like, he is genuinely crazy. Genuinely crazy. And free kick Magpies, Nick Dacos. On the right wing. Pops it up. Good mark by Dan McStay on Harvey Langford, who has been very quiet today as Harvey Langford. The Lang Dog. That is an absolute great mark. Just watch that. The bodywork Brody Myercheck did then to create that leading pattern. It was borderline. Big. There, look, great work there by Jamie Elliott as well. Just blocking him enough. Dart of a kick, spot on. And Brody Myercheck has a chance. Genuinely kicks these, does old Brody. And that is straight and true. Pies have the first of the second half. It's great to see, you know, the sea of blue, isn't it, for the Big Freeze. $14-point lead. It's good to see Teresa in chat. Excellent forward craft, though, by Brody. You know what there? Tim Memory's dummy lead as well. Did you see how that just pulled everyone slightly off the ball there? See how it created the space, look. Well played. Good football. You know what? There is an AFL UK, and honestly, the amount of disrespect you get paid from the AFL UK is absolutely insane. Like, trying to get hold of someone from there, they literally can get fucked. Do you know what I mean? Judd McVeigh handballs it off. Lindsay gives it out to Bailey Fritsch. And Fritsch just safely goes backwards. And here they are. Lindsay delivers it inside 50. Good mark there by Darcy Cameron. TDK did that a lot last night. I like it when Ruckman just slot back into the hole in halfback. I think, like, you know the biggest thing that fucks me off about Ruckman is I feel like everyone wants Ruckman to become forwards, but I think one of the most important things, you watch Max Gorn do it a lot in his career, just slide behind the ball and be that extra intercept threat. It's a dangerous kick. Bo McQuarrie's made that look good. The old Chabs. You got 10p foot phone, dickhead. Josh Dacos. He looks to switch the play. Darcy Moore. I have not watched the WWF for years. I do, yeah, J-Dubs. I remember being high at uni and watching, I think it was the 2009, 8 grand final. Nick Dacos takes this mark here, about 65 away from goal. He looks to go short again to Isaac Quaynor. Yeah, I'm with you, Double Dummy. And mopped up by Harvey Langford, who's under all sorts of pressure, gets decent distance on it. And Petrarca off the boot, spoiled. Melbourne now starting to just not get any clean ball at the minute. Kid Chandler had nowhere to go, and the Pies have got numbers here. Josh Dacos goes inside to the Frampton. Side bottom just surrounded by people. Howe makes some time. Horrible kick. Drilled inside 50 by Melbourne. And a big mark by Steele side bottom. You know what's surprising? I was never a WWE, WWF fan. I just didn't like it. Tim Membry inside to Sullivan. But each to their own. I'd never yuck someone's yum. It's just, I just didn't get it. Tell you what, Ed Langdon, he's doing a good job, but it's so tight. It's one of them ones that just gives away free kicks. Pendlebury gives it back to Dacos, who delivers it in, and a great, great grab there by the big dog, Judd McVeigh. He switches play. Jake Bowie, or as I like to call him, the man who sold the world. We passed by on the stairs and spoke of was and when. Billy Frampton inside. Ed Allen. I watched it, Jadam. I just wasn't really into it, man. Do you know what I mean? I was never a big fan. It was Pretend. I didn't like it. It is a great song, Man Who Sold the World. I've never been a fan of fake violence. Like, I love boxing. And I like UFC. Maybe I'm just miserable. It could be that. Always a chance. There we are. Bobby Hill, back pocket. What you want to see, a small forward. And that's also what you want to see. Max Gorn on Jamie Elliott in an aerial contest. Max Gorn goes for that corridor kick. It's an absolute shithouse kick. Josh Dacos bursts through. Stephen May, red, drop of a mark, levers in all sorts. Majocek, Will Hayes, they're lining up now. Neddy Long. And tell you what, this has been the story of the game. Collingwood just been ruthless when it goes in. Hey, Teresa, look, you see that Bobby Hill with a love heart? Any chance you can have a word with your magpie friends? Get me one of them. It's just been the execution, Tiger Time, hasn't it? The execution from Melbourne has just been poo bucket, and then the pressure's died off, and the Pies have just capitalised. Can I just say, I've got a lot of time for Ned Long there, not drilling the fuck out of that kick, just placing it through. You know what, as well? David Bowie also, I think, does one of the best Christmas songs as well. You know, the drummer boy. A newborn king to see, ba 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 bum bum. Peace on earth. Good song. Oh, big boy Mark from Jake Melksham. Can Melbourne hit them straight back? You know what? You know when people talk about great artists, I feel like the Beatles are in everyone's top three, and rightly so, unless you miss his Pom. But Bowie should be a lot higher up. I don't think people rate just how diverse Bowie is. Like, he sings a song with Bing Crosby, bro. Peace on earth. Oh, mate, you know what? I miss the days of Christmas songs as Melksham bends that over. You haven't got the Beatles in the top three. Who's your top three? I feel like Bowie's great. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at best musical acts of all time. Let's see where the general consensus is. Rolling Stone. You're not going to make me go all the way from 100, are you? Fuck me, bro. Beatles, Bowie, Big Star, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, AC/DC, Pink Floyd, AC/DC, Queen. Queen definitely are in my top three. You know what? Mine's a bit... Oh, Big Ma, I agree with you there. Petty's doesn't make a contest, does he? Can't believe I've scrolled a mile for that and we're only on fucking 50. You see, mine's a little bit biased because I feel like your top three has also got to have who you like. And the Smiths changed my life. So the Smiths would be 2 behind the Beatles. Little Richard's 8th, according to this. Jesus, Little Richards. What little artist he was. Good golly, Miss Molly. Yeah, every time I go and see Morrissey over here, there's fucking loads, mate. You know what? Talking Heads at 100th is amazing. So they've got the Beatles number 1. Bob Dylan at 2, chat. Incredible songwriter. But would I have him in my top 5? Probably not. But it's just not my cup of tea. Number 4, the Rolling Stones. You know what? This is a little bit controversial. I like the Rolling Stones, but I find the Rolling Stones are like a Timu version of the Beatles. But I'm a big Beatles fan. I agree. I think, but I'm just saying, music's like subjective, isn't it? It's like what you like. Would I sit down and listen to Bob Dylan? Langy. You know what? 5, Chuck Berry. You know what? Let me just read this to you. That's probably a good call, Double Dummy. Can I just read this to you, right? Like a lot of guitarists of his generation, Chuck Berry is often considered his generation's Beethoven. Fucking hell. Did he do a song called Beethoven? Isn't Roll Over Beethoven Chuck Berry? I like the way that we just get really complex chats in here as well. Ned Long out on his own, sprays it. Jimi Hendrix, that is a great shout, man. You know what? One of my favourite songs of all time is Along the Watchtower. What a tune. Big Mark Melksham from the heavens. Good tune. Double dummy. Honestly, All Along the Watchtower, absolute ripping track. Yeah, brilliant guitar. Do you not feel like he's in the top 10? James Brown said, and get on up that fuck. What an artist James Brown was. Did anyone have as much fun as James Brown singing? Melksham, hits the post. You know what? Prince is in my top 5. I'd have him 4th, mate. I love Prince. Little Richard 8. Aretha Franklin 9, chat. This is Rolling Stone, so I don't know how serious we're taking this. Ray Charles. Father, Father. Bob Marley 11. I feel like Bob Marley's a culture pick. But I'm not really into reggae. So it's probably me. Like, I can appreciate Bob Marley for who he is. The Beach Boys 12. Fucking hell. Buddy Holly. I feel like a lot of these are like, you know, them picks where you know how I describe, like, you know, like Elvis. I think Elvis is an incredibly talented artist, and don't get me wrong, historically brilliant. But like when you've got like the Beach Boys in the top 10, it's like you're conditioned to think the Beach Boys are good. But it's like when people say they like Vanilla Ice Cream. Is Vanilla Ice Cream good? Or is it just good because it's not frozen shit? Led Zeppelin 14th. Controversial. Stevie Wonder 15th. Vanilla Ice. Now that the bass is jumping. Do you know what I mean? How are we doing alternative bands? Because if it was me, right, I'm counting the Smiths as alternative. So the Smiths number 1, number 2 Talking Heads, number 3 The Cure. Stevie Wonder's 15th. He should be higher up. If Aretha Franklin's 9, Stevie Wonder's got to be there. Good mark there by Melbourne. And there's a 50. You see, I like Nirvana. You know what? This is going to divide people as well. I think Nirvana are good for who they are, but I feel like you grow out of Nirvana. Sam Cooke 16. You know what? For the first time, I've never heard of him. Some of these picks, honestly, I swear I'm living in a parallel universe. Muddy Water is 17 and Marvin Gaye is 18. I don't know. Velvet Underground are 19. Bo Diddley at 20. Otis Redding, sitting on the dock of the bay. U2 at 22. Bono. Can you have Bono in your top 50? Don't think I'd allow it. We got game in our hands here, though. Nick Dacos finally breaks free. Dances out of trouble. Gets the handball away. Dan Houston. Slipped by Perryman. He paddles it on. Great take by Quainer. Oh, is that a trip? It's not. Bruce Springsteen, 23. That's surely holding the ball. Thank you. Jerry Lee Lewis, 24. Fats Domino. I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. I feel like a lot of these are culture picks, Double Dummy. Genuinely. The Ramones over the Sex Pistols. Prince is 27, chat. The Clash 28, that's stiff. The Who 29. Nirvana at 30. Maybe I'm showing my age here, but Fats Domino above The Who and The Clash. Johnny Cash at 31. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. The Tracks of My Tears is one of the best songs ever written. The Everly Brothers at 33. Neil Young at 34. What a beard. Michael Jackson at 35. 5 minutes to go. Ball comes in. Bobby Hill, is that a trip? It is! Bobby Hill's going to have a shot at goal. You know what, though? I just thought Rolling Stones would be a good measurement. Roy Orbison at 37. Pink Floyd, 51. Queen at 52. Bryan Adams. He's not in the list. Some shocking chat. Some shocking takes there. Bobby Hill, the Bobby Dazzler, as he often does, kicks a very important goal. Like, how's Elton John not in the top 50? IMDb. Let's look at that. This is as voted for by the public. As voted for by the public. 1, the Beatles. 2, Jackson. 3, Led Zeppelin. 4, the Rolling Stones. 5, Stevie Wonder. 6, Dylan. 7, Prince. 8, David Bowie. Fuck off. 9, Kanye West. Who are they polling? Kanye West wouldn't be in the top million artists of all time. West has been responsible for a cultural evolution since Great Gatsby's album in 2013. Fuck me. I must be in the top 100 then, if based on that, if fucking Kanye West is top 10, I must be in it. Scott Pendlebury. 10. Right, we'll read this list out because this is quite funny. So Hendrix 10, James Brown 11, Elvis 12. 4 spots worse than Kanye West is Elvis. We haven't. Well, a lot of people have voted it, mate. He reckons that this has had 1 million votes, bro. Pink Floyd 13, Marvin Gaye. Okay, someone's got to explain this. Beach Boys are in here again. What am I missing about the Beach Boys? Someone older than me, tell me what I'm missing about the Beach Boys. You know what? The umpires need to adapt to the conditions. This is the 4th trip free kick that's become a high. It's fucking wet. You know what? I always find Beach Boys are like the 60s version of who sung it? West End Girls. West End Girls. Oh, who are they? I can see them. Pet Shop Boys. I feel like they're the 60s equivalent of the Pet Shop Boys. Genuinely, I feel like they're the 60s version of the Pet Shop Boys, and we don't give the Pet Shop Boys enough love. Do you remember the movie? This is a random story. It just came to my head. Do you remember Eraser? The 80s band. Well, do you remember Annie is in a movie called Erasure? One of my exes was like, it was on Sky Box Office, and she's like, what's this about? And I said it was a biopic about 2 gay guys who revolutionized the 80s musical scene, and she legit believed it and was genuinely shocked when she watched this movie that was basically like a Gone film quality. Absolutely quality. She didn't find it funny, I did. Two minutes to go, 44.57. Collingwood have done incredibly well here about being behind everywhere and managing to stay ahead. Jeremy Howe! Big mark! Right, quarter time, we'll go through this band. You know who hasn't been on the list yet? Lou Reed. Dirty Boulevard is a cracking tune. Underrated Lou Reed, but my type of music. Depressing music, I'm happy with. Our house in the middle of our street. Yeah, Velvet Underground are on it. Erasure, mate. What a band they were, bro. Just so you know. I love the 80s. I absolutely love the 80s, man. I think everything in the 80s was better. Petty's got a big chance here to really get themselves back in the game. It's Peter. It's honestly cracking tune. I like Lou Reed. And Petty bangs it through 50, 57. Okay, so as we get into the third quarter, so on this list, as voted for by the world, Nirvana 15, Beach Boys 16, Velvet Underground 17, Bob Marley 18, Tupac Shakur 19, 20, Madonna. Just so you know, right? On this list, they have like albums that you may be able to listen to learn a little bit more about the band, yeah? Velvet Underground, do you know what they're suggesting? They feature on the soundtrack of Men in Black 3. What disrespect have I walked into? Madonna at 20. Who at 21? Elliott Smith 22. Queen 23. Do you know what their suggested album is? Flash Gordon movie soundtrack. What? Oh, right, I'm done. Get out. Oh, wait a minute, it's IMDb, innit? So that's why they're trying to link it to what they're not. Okay. We'll forgive them. We'll forgive them. 23 Queen, 24 Akadaka, 25 Chuck Berry, 26 Aretha, The Doors 27, 28 Johnny Cash, 29 Whitney Houston. Fuck off. 30 Nas. And 31 is Elton John. How is Elton John? Oh my God. And that is the third quarter, 57-50, as we will digest in this break this list. Someone needs to explain to me how Nas and Kanye are higher up than Elton John. Like, if you are, look, I'll be full caveat, I'm not into the rap scene. It's not my bag, right? I can appreciate rap, like Tupac, fair enough. I can appreciate it. What am I doing here? 32 Tina Turner. Ah, yeah, that's not a bad shout, that. Notorious B.I.G. 33. Who the fuck is Surfin' Stevens? I've heard of Shaking Stevens. Sufjan. Who's that? Oh my God. 35 and 36 best musical artists according to a poll of 1 million people. 35 Outcast. You know, the people who sung Hey Ya and Jay-Z. They're better than The Clash, U2, Aerosmith, who are 37, 38, 39. 40 Diana Ross, 41 John Lennon, 42 Guns N' Roses, 43 Paul McCartney, 44 Bruce Springsteen, 45 Carole King, 46 Eminem, 47 Joni Mitchell, The Kinks at 48. Ray Charles and Little Richards make up your top 50. I'm living on a different transient plane. Because in what world is Jay-Z better than The Clash? There isn't a world. The Kinks heavily underrated at 48. Kanye West. To Kanye West, top 10. I live in a world that there is 1 million people out there who vote enough to have Kanye West in the top 10. Let that sink in. We live in a world right now where there is enough people that can be surveyed to have Kanye top 10. I reckon they must have polled 1 million people who had a lobotomy. Let's go with the Business Insider, right? So a financial institution has given us their best artists. So they've got Beatles at 1, Garth Brooks at 2. Oh my God. Number 3, Elvis. 4, The Eagles. 5, Led Zeppelin. 6, Michael Jackson. 7, Billy Joel. 8, AC/DC. 9, Elton John. You'll never guess who's 10. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't anymore. I need to go to Mars. Mariah Carey, Pink Floyd, Springsteen, Aerosmith, George Strait. What is with Americans thinking that everything has to be American? Barbra Streisand at 15. Tell him that the sun and moon shine in his eyes. Rolling Stones 16, Madonna 17, 18 Metallica, Eminem 19, Whitney Houston 20, Taylor Swift is 21. Just above Van Halen and Fleetwood Mac. Oh my God. Celine Dion 24, The Journey 25. They have one song, bro. U2 26, Neil Diamond 27, Alabama 28. Kenny G, Shania Twain 30, Drake 31, Kenny Rogers 32. The fucking Americans, man. Like, honestly, I'll look, fair play to America, right? Great nation. Full credit to you. All the respect for you historically, but you ask American to pick top 10, they genuinely can't go out of New York, can they? You know what? I've scrolled right up to the top. 2 places above Bob Dylan, I shit you not, are Beyonce and the Backstreet Boys. Yeah, we were looking at top 50 Teresa musical artists. I've just found a list where the Backstreet Boys are rated higher. Taylor Swift is evidently the 20th best musical album. Best musicians of all time. Oh my God. I can't anymore. I can't. That was good fun though. I enjoyed playing that game with you, chat. Like, it's completely not. Double Dummy, we laugh, but I would actually have the Backstreet Boys above Kanye as well, mate. And Kanye was what, fucking 9th according to a million people. 4th quarter begins then. 7-point ball game. In a day where we've just found out that a million people voted to have Kanye West 9th in a greatest musicians of all time. Hey! Petty! It's June, Teresa. People forget June's always rubbish. I can't believe, when we did that. Let's see what the internet says. Kanye West 9. I share the same oxygen with these people. And Petty got a free kick there. Oh dear. And basically got what it deserved. Out of bounds on the full. Kanye West, 9th best musical artist of all time. I don't think I've actually heard as stupid a comment as that ever in my life. I would actually unfriend anyone if they had Kanye West in their top 10. He's a rapper, hip hop, businessman, part-time tweeter, bizarre guy, Kanye West. Anti-Semite. He's a rapper, yeah. Top 10. It was top 10 musical artists of all time, as voted for by 1,000,000 people on IMDb. Like, to be in the top 10, if you vote for 1,000,000 people, you've got to have at least, what, 600k people have put your top 10 for that to work out? Yeah, double. I'd agree. Musical artists, top 10, bro. Top 10. Fair play. If you voted Kanye West, well done. Well done, you. Ed Allen has been subbed out of the game for Will Hoskin Elliott. Billy Frampton takes that intercept grab on the wing. I haven't actually. Can anyone give me an update on what Kanye West is doing currently? Big goal, Bailey Fritsch. 1 point bowl game. I still can't believe that, chat. What is it with me looking at top 10s and it ruining my life? It's a curse when I look at a top 10, isn't it? Because it just winds me up. Like, we did the Indigenous players last week. It's pissed me off. We've done music this week. Top 10 movies. I'm scared, Langy. Because someone will have, like, fucking... There'll be some movie in there that is just like a cult classic now. Because you know that's what happens as well. Right, there's recency bias, isn't there? So, like, it's like the other day, it was like top 10 TV shows of all time, and Stranger Things won. And I'm like, I really enjoy Stranger Things. It's absolutely fantastic. But make Stranger Things in the 80s without the technology, and I reckon Stranger Things is shite. Clayton Oliver drills it forward. I'm with you, Peter. Chelsea, fuck me. His own community. He is. How is he not I suppose. How is he not sectioned, Double Dummy? 50 here for Collingwood. And Nick Dacos, who's been very quiet, could do it. Hey, Wolfie. How are you, mate? Nick Dacos sucks in the big uns. And he's got the goal. Lead back out to 9. 7 even. You, you know, I'm not a big fan of that. You have to give the ball back to the player thing. I understand that's true. You see, that's what I was saying earlier about American owners. I understand that's traditions of your game. But I just find it a little bit petty, man. Like, Nick Dacos had to bend over, what, a metre to pick that up? Like, it's there, no complaints. I agree, it stops time, but, like, are we set, like, this is a league where we spend 5 minutes watching a ball go through the behind post. Nick Dacos gets the ball only as far. As always, Melbourne have someone at the back of the stoppage. Langford goes towards goal. Bailey Fridge! Game on here at the G. 62-63. Oh, mate. I still can't believe that, you know, stoppage time when I was a kid, if it was 2 minutes, that was a long time. I watched a game in the Premier League that it got to like 58 minutes. Yeah. There was about 4 VAR decisions. Henry V. No, we're just joking. He looks like he's... He looks like a vegan. Nick Dacos finally gets a bit of freedom in the corridor. We haven't seen him burst through. Pendlebury puts it up to full forward, and a big, brave grab by Stephen May with his Dumb and Dumber haircut. No, I'm 6:30. I'm live. So unless it's ready bang on 6, I won't eat it. Oh, chop to it, eh?
Excuse me, there's been some technical difficulties with the PommyInOz screen. It's about to lose the internet.
Side bottom with the mark. Okay, thank you, Mrs. P. I love you. Will Hayes takes the mark. He slips over, but manages to still get the kick away. Membry. Ned Long. Settles. Oh, Bobby Hill spills it. Oh, dear. Lang. Motlop would have soccered that off the ground, back-heeled it through. 14-40. Max gone. Why did Bobby Hill do that? Good header and mark by Darcy Moore. 1 point ball game. 14 minutes left. Inside 50 they go. Max gone. Another intercept grab. I'm waiting for Teresa to come on chat and saying that the Pies are selling this game to keep Carlton out of the 8. Big grab there by the big dog. Jake Melcham drives it forward. Bailey Fridge. What is Bailey Fridge doing there? And that's what you get for eating Quorn burgers. Why don't you just handball that off? Josh Degos. Back pocket, 13 minutes to go. Good mark by Tim Membry. Tim Membry lines up his big right peg, drills it up down the wing. Under 13 minutes to play now for Melbourne. Melbourne really needs something. Up they fly. Bailey Fritsch into the hot zone. Great take. Cozzy Pickett. He has been brilliant this game. We said at the start, if you go back and watch the first 5 minutes of this stream, I said this is the most Melbourne winnable game. And Cozzy was going to be a big part of it. That was a big goal. Big goal. Fritsch just drills it forward. Great take by Cozzy. Goal. Big goal. J-Dubs, I'll help you out. I'll tell you when the bounce happens. All right, mate? I'd blame Langy. I'd blame Langy if I were you, Teresa, because he brought his Carlton curse to you. So the ball is in the centre circle with the umpire. And the ball is bounced now. 12, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, J-Dub. What have I got on? I've got the Carlton review coming up, the Port GWS review, and the junior reviews tomorrow. I've got my live show tomorrow as well. I've got to find a guest. Then the team selection show Wednesday. And then we're back to normal. Driven inside 50. And a behind. 12-11. Ball sits nicely for Nick Dacos. He goes inside. Oh, Will Hayes tried to take everyone on. Petrarca wins the ground ball. Langford gives it back. We have got one hell of a game on our hands. Moore manages to find the boundary. Will Hoskin, Eliota. Great kick outside. Bobby Hill finds Membry. Pies needing to go into their book of what do we do in tight games. Patiently up to half forward. Neddy Long takes off. Drives it into the goal square. Dan McStay! Right in front of the sticks, Daniel McStay. Dan McStay looks like the main guy in a deck laying company. Collingwood 70, Melbourne 69. 10:30 to go. This is going to be an entertaining last 10. Quaynor can't gather the mark. Everyone's here now. The big names starting to be a part of this. Bob McQuarrie chased by Colston Thulstrop. Driven in. McStay can't take the mark and Bowie clears his lines. I'd worry if they appeal that could be longer, because I think 2 weeks is a proper good result. Missed behind. Stephen May goes short. This game now really open here. 9 minutes. It feels like it's not going to come down to a moment of genius. It feels like it's going to come down to mistake, doesn't it? Does anyone else get that sense that it's not going to get good? It's not going to be a genius moment. It's going to be a mistake. Yeah, I feel that, Double Dummy. Ball edges forward. Frampton versus Petty. Clever. But Petty was very smart. Didn't fall for the Shepherd. Ball in dispute. Long. Quaynor. Clever by side bottom. McQuarrie paddles it on. Darcy Cameron straight into trouble. What a game we've got. I think it was reckless, but I feel like the AFL are coming down on reckless. So I think 2 weeks is a result. I thought they were going to give it the same as... I thought it was going to be like a 3-week, 4-weeker. And then it would be appealed and they'd argue it down that it was meant to be shoulder to shoulder. It was negligent. But it hit seem like square in the temple. To be fair, I don't like close games when my team's playing. I'd fucking hate being a Pie or a Melbourne fan watching this. I can't deal with them. You saw how I dealt with it last night. I wasn't very good at it. I prefer blowouts, bro. And go on behind. Dangerous looking kick. Majacek gets there first. What's this free kick for? Is it? It is. Melbourne free. They're good, Lucinda. Thank you. Kick to the goal square. Cade Chandler tries to dribble it down side bottom. Chased and gets away with it. One bounce. Goes out wide. Nick Dacos. Sorry, Will Hayes that was. I was looking at the boots. We're now watching at 240 DP thanks to KO. Surely that's no pressure. What? $7:23 to play. 1 point bowl game. King's birthday. Monday, Arvo. The last game of round 13. Free kick, Darcy Cameron. Is he trying to get a 50 for that? Fuck me, man. Just pick the ball up, you DOS twat. Here we are. 7 minutes. Goes short. Side bottom, 55 out. Side bottom says, I'm going to have a ping at the post. And Will Hoskin Elliott, Jake Bowie's fuming, everyone switched off. In the scheme of things, this would be quite important. Will Hoskin Elliott, looking like an extra from a 90s action movie. Horrible kick, square across the face, and Max Gorn, big intercept grab. And he gives it off, and off we reset. Poor kick though, and Darcy Cameron can replay what they just did. They go left-hand side now, Josh Dacos. Into the middle to Pendlebury. Melbourne may be regretting that second quarter where they couldn't kick. They go to the pocket. And Nick Dacos gets it in the bag free. And Ed Langdon is seething. He's like, did you know I was in the Batman movies in the 90s? How many minutes are left? Adash, the screen says 6 minutes exactly, mate. Nick Dacos been tagged pretty much out of this game, but managed to find 8 clearances and just under 20 touches. This would be his second, and it would be probably a very important moment, and it's a behind. Lead is still 2. I'm not too sure about Ed Langdon's Britney Spears look by having his shirt halfway up his midriff, but each to his own. Stephen May. Collingwood really trying to press them in. They managed to break through, and now it's going to be tight contests all over. Slipping and sliding. Petrarca misses the handball. And now it's Pye's turn to go. What was Quainer doing there? Big tackle. Holding the ball. We have 5 minutes, chat. 5 minutes. Big mark by Danny Turner. Looking for the switch. And he gets the first portion of the switch on. Melbourne beautifully spread. Numbers in the forward line. Cade Chandler assessing his options. He doesn't want to go long, but that all is long. And what were Collingwood doing? Absolute no one on Colston Thulstrop. That is shocking by the Pies. Thulstrop bangs it to a point. Oh, rushed behind. 1 point ball game. 3 minutes 40 on the clock. Collingwood clear their lines down to the right wing. Jake Bowie. Inside we go. Lindsay goes back to Bowie, who bursts through. Drives it in 50. And a mark by Jack Crisp. 3 minutes to play. He looks for the switch. Howe lets it bounce. Dinky little kick to Perryman. Perryman finds side bottom. Side bottom goes back to Pendles. How often have we said that? She has gone very quiet. Corridor kick. Cameron. Out wide to Quainer. Quainer goes to Will Hoskin-Elliott. Big kick. Good mark there by Mr. Membry. Pies have been so good over the last 2 or 3 years. These are the moments they kick goals. Nothing on. Go backwards. Frampton. Poor kick by Frampton. We have a stoppage. Tap down, crisp. Everyone's all over him. Bowie bursts through. Petrarca's taken off. Poor handball. Made to look good by Melksham. Great on running by Oliver. Out on the full. 1 minute 47. This is where the Pies now. They're capable of keeping this ball. They're flooding the right channel. They're going to set a little contest up. .139 stoppage left wing. Jake Bowie inside. Big tackle. Doesn't grab him. Players on the outside. Harvey Langford drives it into full forward. No one there. Kate Chandler. Darcy Moore. Perryman. Bo McQuarrie being tracked. Keziah Pickett asking if he's ran too much. Nothing on. Elliott. And Pendles will take 30 important seconds off the clock. Goes sideways to side bottom. 47 seconds remaining. They are, Peter. I know, Danny. Crazy scores. Max Gorn, another intercept grab. They have to go now. Max Gorn. Poor kick. And Will Hoskin-Elliott has sealed the game. Heartbreaking for Max Gorn. Double dummy was spot on. He will play a big part in the result. And that is the game. Magpies survive a close one in what was a hard-fought encounter by the Melbourne Football Club. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking for Max Gorn. Probably didn't deserve that. But absolutely huge. Gutting for Max Gorn. He doesn't deserve that. But the Pies do ever so well to hold on. We said at the start of the game, it's one of them potential banana skins. But the Pies get over the line and they do their job. The Pies stay top of the ladder. Melbourne have some soul searching to do. But well played. Magpies hold on. And that's maybe just a little sign there for Melbourne that take your chances. Going to be interesting how that works for the rest of the year. But big win for the Pies. Gives them that big cushion they want at the top of the ladder. And well done. Thanks, everyone. I will see you over on the ratings in half hour. I love you very much. Thank you for hanging around with me. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks very much. Yeah, Friday night we will be doing the Crows and Hawks. Cheers, chat. Much love.